Good afternoon. Welcome to the Insight, where we take our voices to the world with me, Love Owen. It is such a joy to have artists who stay true to themselves and do what they love instead of copying others and try to be on the popular side. My guest today is just phenomenal. She's multi-talented, multifaceted, and she has had so many achievements. She's a songwriter, she's a choreographer, she's a fashion designer. She designs all the clothes she wears and her dancers wear for every video that she does. As well, she is an award-winning gospel artist, more so an Indian gospel artist. Yes, you heard me well. She's the only known Cambodian artist who sings in Hindi. Let's watch. Yeah, welcome back to the inside. Here with me in a beautiful yellow sari is Meggy Jones. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the program.
Thank you.
Please, we just have to find out, were you a fan of your own fandom? Was it so much of Indian movies, or what was it?
I get that a lot. I grew up loving singing and dancing, I must say. So every opportunity I had to dance, I just loved it. And that was what made me like fall in love with Indian Bollywood movies, because you have the musical interludes. So they just became my favorite from when we were growing up with all the Sunita and Snake Girl.
That's right.
So I always look forward to watching them because I know I'll have an opportunity to dance. So I think it all started from there.
From there, okay. Now, why Hindi? Because we realized that you started in 2007. Why Hindi? Why are you singing Indian gospel music?
Okay. Actually, I must say that the Indian inspiration is just God. Okay. I used to love watching the movies because of this thing of singing and dancing. I liked their attire, their style of singing too, because I found their pitch very, very challenging.
Yes, it is.
So I used to use it just for vocal training. I had no idea one day I would be singing like this. So I just used to try, like, I looked at it like a challenge. I must try and sing this high, to see how much my voice can stretch. And then I discovered too that their dance choreographies, though they may look very simple, are very energy demanding.
Yes.
So I was at the moment I was in the dance group, the Academic Campus Fellowship Forum dance group, GP, and I was involved in a lot of dancing, so I used to just use that too. So the Indian birth came in 2007 when the University of Buea, newly created student union, launched a talent competition. And there was the singing category. Now we are in Buea. University of Buea has lots of students, so if there's anything talent, you will see all kinds of stuff. So I actually made this prayer. I was like, God, I want to go in for this competition, but I want to stand out. I don't want to go and do the number, because at the time I was doing contemporary gospel songs and all of that, hip hop, more of the rap and hip hop kind of genre. I knew I would have that there, so I actually prayed that God should give me something special, something different. And then that's when it dropped in my spirit, why don't you write an Indian song? I was like, no, how, where, how do I start, and all of that. I immediately like dismissed it from my head, but it kept coming. And then after I was like, this can be for real. At the time, the little Hindi I knew, and I also had realized that when I was watching the movies, since I watch a lot of English subtitled Indian movies, so I started picking the words. Small, like father, mother, those kind of small phrases, started picking them small, and I just used to like it just like that. I didn't know all along this was preparing me for this. So I had to sit down and put together what I could, and that is how I wrote my first song. And with that song, I was pre-selected first for the competition. I wanted to now go back into the English music for the finals. My sound engineer then, Imingumba of M1 Studios, he told me, no, if you already made it this far with the Indian style,
just keep on.
You write another Indian song. And I was like, did you know what it took me to write this first one? Where would the lyrics come from? Where would the melody? Where would the everything?
Did you just get the wordings from English subtitled movies?
Yes.
You didn't learn Hindi from school?
No. At the time, there was a lady working in WAN-TABI house. I actually wrote the song, and I went with her. We searched for hours to find Hindi translation of what I wanted to write in that song. We didn't find. And I came back home and I was like, God, you see, this thing cannot work. And then he told me, but you have been watching, you have a reservoir of stuff, you have at least been
really a reservoir.
So I had to go back and then I started picking words, and then that's just how I wrote the first song, Hamisha Kelly,
Just like that.
just like that.
Now, how was it? Do people accept your style of music? Because we're in Cameroon, I mean, there's English and French. Some of the English artists even find it hard to get their music accepted by the French zone. Now you're just
Yeah.
completely different with India. Now, how is it? Are you accepted?
Okay, that was the first thing that was in my mind when I wanted to go in for the competition. But I was just like, anyhow, I will go, because at the moment I'd been, people around me, they started loving a lot of Indian movies. Whenever I want to watch, people want to. So I already felt like it might be a little bit, accepted. When I went for the competition, I eventually came out the winner. Do you know, people? It was a woo to the crowd. I mean, I did an attachment of wood for long hair, and some people are actually looking at me and they're like, this girl might actually be Indian.
Yeah.
Why are they giving her this award? Some people were like, she's Indian, she's not Cameroonian. Others were like, no, she has just come and taken an Indian song and come and sang it, and they are giving her first place for what?
Was there competition for you to compose your
Yes,
song?
it had to be
Okay.
for a personal composition for the
Okay.
singing category.
Okay.
Yeah, so some them didn't believe that it was actually me who did the song. And I had people in the studio who were looking at me like that, like, if we didn't see you record this song, would have, argued that it wasn't you. So from that time, it actually gained acceptance. When I came in, and people were just wowed, because
Wow.
they were wowed at it.
Wow.
I mean, it was not something they were used to, and at least I was doing it well. So they were wowed at it. So from there, I was encouraged to do the music video for Hamisha Kelly. Then at the time, the University of Boya Charlotte FM started calling me for little radio interviews and stuff like that. So in fact, everybody on campus, I mean, there was this talk about this Indian girl,
You were
this Indian
popular, you
girl,
became a star.
this Indian girl, this Indian girl. So that's what also encouraged me to be like, oh, this thing is really, really accepted. I mean, some guys started coming to me to come and like perform during their night, school night. They'll pay me and stuff like that. I'm like, no, that's not how I do this. So, and then at the level of academic campus fellowship Boya too, I mean, I was really encouraged. The ministry accepted, I mean, pushed me into, I mean, so there was that acceptance I saw, and people just told me, this is unique, just stay on it, and it really just suits you. I mean, it's really just, so I'm like, okay, why don't I take a ride? And then that's how later that year I was able to shoot the Hamisha Kelly video. And when the video came out, the period African Magic was doing I think a tour,
African music, and
yeah,
you're
a
the
tour.
third.
Yeah, so when they came to Boya, they were visiting all the major studios to see their best works. So when they got to M1 Studio, he gave them my work. When they went to Blue Drop Studio that shot the video at the time, Wake Mula and Stanley Mickey, they gave them my work, and they were like, wow. So when they went back home, it came out on top 5 African music, number 3. Yeah, so they came like, they want to interview this girl, this Indian girl. They originally told me it was one interview, but it was so nice that the girl was like, okay, you need to change and come for another interview. So all these things made me to be encouraged and know that it's really, really
Has
accepted.
anyone from Bollywood, any of the Bollywood people, have they seen your work?
Yeah, Indian people.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, they have seen my work. Like with the release of the I Will Never Say Goodbye video that you just watched, I did some paid Facebook adverts to show the video in India, and I got a lot of reaction from the Indians. They're liking and all of that. But this minus the visual population, the ones I know, the friends I have and friends of friends who are in India, and they're like, wow. I went to the Indian consulate to last 2 years, 2016, and I showed the Indian consul. He was so wow. He was like, you really have a mastery of Bollywood. That was what he said. And he was able to link me up with three events that came up that year: the Indian Festival of Lights, Diwali, and the launching of Brussels Airlines in India.
You
Ceremony.
actually went to India?
No, here in Cameroon.
Okay, here in
They
Cameroon.
were going to be launching direct flights from Cameroon
To India.
Brussels Airlines. So I was also called to come and give the people an Indian feel. Yeah, thanks to that. So they have been so wild, and like, and he was like, this is, nobody will believe you're from Cameroon.
Nobody will.
You know, because we actually have dark skinned Indians that are actually darker than myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
what has this exposure done for you? Like, what has it contributed to your career as a gospel artist?
okay, career wise, I must say it has given me access to platforms. I must say, wherever I go to minister or to compete, I always make it through because I stand out. I was in Nigeria for 3 years when I was doing my postgraduate diploma program in food technology, and I had the opportunity to go for auditionings for different programs, and I always made it through, especially the Niger at 50 celebration organized by Golden Heart Foundation.
Yes.
We were going to have top artists there like J. Martins and M.I., Cleans the Drunk, and they wanted 10 upcoming artists to feature on the stage with these people. And when you enter the hall, you see like 200 people sitting, or people are standing everywhere, and I'll just be cool. And then somebody will just see you standing there with some Indian stuff, and people are like, in their mind, like, oh, you know, everybody is just waiting to see what this girl will actually do.
She's there to dance.
You know, and then there I am, not just dancing to an Indian song, it's actually your song. They just book me immediately. So it has given me a lot of platforms, and people now are like, what are you singing? What are you doing? Then I get to explain to them what I am singing.
Really? What Hamisha Kilie, what does it mean?
Hamisha Kilie means forever. And in that song I was singing that my relationship with Jesus is forever because I have accepted him as Lord of my life. And I want to tell my friends about it because I'm very happy. And he's my father. He's been my father, my mother, my friend, my brother, my sister, in fact everything to me. So who could ever imagine that he would love me, that he loves me so that he gave his life to set me free. That's basically what I'm singing in Hamisha Kilie.
For the Indians who reacted, was it not a little controversial? Are there some Christian Indians? I mean,
Oh,
they are
yes, they are. That's what we think. We were not there. Okay, there are a lot of missionaries that have opened up a lot of churches in India. Like Joyce Meyer, she has a lot of churches in India, and right now for my future projects, I'm actually working with a Christian sister there in India who is helping me with the translation of my songs and all of that. You've asked about the reaction. I've had reactions from both non-Christian and Christian Indians. Just the fact, for the non-Christians, they're not even interested in the message.
Yes.
Just the fact that somebody is doing their stuff
who is not
of them,
Indian, yes.
They are like, wow. And then they're like, damn, what are you singing? So that's where the ministration partner comes in.
Okay.
Yeah, she's thinking about Jesus. Okay. Eventually, the person may just get to singing it, and God alone knows how He will minister to the person through that.
How supportive was your family? Because we know African parents and African family. Go to school to become a food process engineer. I mean, study, get a job, work in a big firm, and bring money back home, get married, raise your kids. That's why you didn't sing an Indian song. How was it?
I would say it was very challenging. First of all, doing music on its own was very challenging, you know. And you know, like you've said, our parents were like, my mom was not always, you know, dads are always stricter. You know, it's my dad that like, give me the names of successful African musicians, in this world. That's been his fear. Like, you are going to go and waste your life in something that will not bring you any proceeds. You know. But he's been very supportive, and his efforts in my education have also given me all these platforms that I have had. So in a way, he has indirectly contributed to what I am doing. Then now for my siblings, they too have been very supportive. you know. But when especially when I delved into the Indian, you know, they were like, they were still
done it again.
no, at the beginning it wasn't just like whoa, 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 whoa. You know, it was first of all like
So
all of us in the
hyper.
house, we are so Bollywood crazy. You know, my sister just came to see me off recently. She is the head of it there. But now I've overtaken her because I have now gone to the level of writing. Yeah, so she is the one who re-inaugurated all of us into Bollywood movies. Yeah, so we used to do the rehearsals and everybody tried to practice, you know, do the like sports and all of that. Yeah, so when I started doing it, and then they were like, wow, this is great. They've been very, very supportive, and I thank them all, and I love you all.
What of friends like, hey, who this one? What is this one now? What of friends?
For friends, it was not very surprising for them because everyone around me already will get intoxicated with Bollywood, love for Bollywood, you know. Because when you come to my house, you will see Indian movies, and then you'll be like, right from when we're in Sika, you know, during social nights or those Saturdays where we have this thing, I used to organize film show. I'll take permission from the social master and bring Indian movies. That is, you know, some people are writing to me like, this thing that you started in Sika, like play, you know, this girl, you're serious, you know. We thought you were joking then, we didn't know you were going to be this serious. And so they started watching, and some people from there, they have just loved the Indian style or Indian movies. And some people, sometimes somebody writes to me, I was passing somewhere, I saw an Indian movie, I just thought about you, or I just thought about you.
That's really nice. You're branding yourself, and it's so rare, like really the only known Cameroonian artist.
Yeah, and even in Nigeria, they told me that a lot of times. I was able to make it to a lot of comedy shows where we had people like Elenu. So you know, it makes me I don't like stress to introduce myself to somebody.
Yes.
So I just like, hello, this is Meggy. Meggy, the Indian. The Indian girl, you know.
Very easy.
Yes. Yeah.
Please give us a little background, your music background. Where did it start from?
Okay, like as a child, I just discovered I love to sing. I love singing and dancing. So when I came to Sika in 1997, I joined the drama club because the choir, you can only join choirs from Form 3. But with drama club at the time, you could join drama club even from Form 1.
Yeah, so, because at my time you could join drama club to only from Form
3. Yeah, I read the later amended that too. So Form 1 I joined the drama club, and we presented the Christmas play. So Form 1 and Form 2 I was in the drama club, and Form 3 now the singing passion was much stronger. So I preferred to join the choir, than the drama club. So, and you could not be in the two because they all hold at the same time, you know. So I joined choir, and from Form 3 to opposite I was in the choir. So as of Form 2, I discovered that I started writing songs. I started by singing some popular choruses. Then I discovered that another verse was coming in that was not what was sung. Then I'll write it down and I'll sing it. I'm like, but it also goes with the chorus of the song. That's how I started writing. And that is also one of the things that motivated me to join the choir, so that I can work more on the singing and the writing. Then by the time I was in like Form 4, I started thinking of putting together a special number group so that we could be singing during the chapel services. I didn't have any fix. I actually wanted to join one, but I was pushed away. It was one very hard group in our class. Yeah, so they pushed away, and I'm like, oh God, I really want to join an a cappella group. Then he said, create one. So Form 4, I think Form 5, I put people together to do stuff. But handling group was very difficult. Sometimes you have to follow people from dormitory to dormitory for rehearsals and all of that. It was really, really stressful. So uh in lower seat I decided to narrow down to a duet group. So yeah, in lower seat I created a duet group inspired by the Women of Faith worship team of the USA, and we called ourselves Little Women of Faith. Myself and my sister from another mother, Vera Ito. She's been a bosom friend. So we started singing, and it was quite effective because it was just two of us, and we can easily agree on rehearsal time, and we can work. So we did a lot of singing together, and then they now became this tradition started with the graduating class doing end of school year concert out of school. Yes. So at the time there were two other there was another band in group, a cappella group in school in opposite as well. So they were doing their own concert in Limbe. They also doing in Limbe and Buya, but we decided to do in Buya. So we started preparing myself and Vera for the concert, and then I started writing hip hop kind of style of songs too as Meggy Jones, because I discovered that even though I'm doing the Women of Faith and the contemporary gospel, I preferred the Kirk Franklin, Mary Mary style kind of music. So I started writing in that line, and at the end of lower seat third term, I did a dormitory concert in school. I announced people to come and contribute for food and drinks, and people were looking at me as if I was joking. You know, a lot of people didn't. But in my dormitory, we tried to encourage people, and everybody in the dormitory already started. We did some small stuff. We took out the beds, you know, like you would do it. Tie, wrap tissue paper on the
Yeah, it was so
It was hot that these people were gathering, and the door was locked. They had to peep from the
windows.
From the windows, and people were shouting from outside. I organized a choreography, dancers. It was so fantastic. We know we just use our little silk nighties now, and we do our stuff. So from there, people were like, go to TV, go to Monday show. One of my little friends, 221 and go to Monday show. So I went to that holiday. I went and booked a session for Monday show. I think it was Madame Dive that was there. Yeah, I booked a session for Monday show, and I got one. And I came that day with very scrap recording from we did at homemade, my junior brother and I, and we did our stuff and Bikini Vewala, and they were very impressed. This young girl from Seka, she's in lower seat. You know, everybody who watched Monday show, by the time I got back to school, everybody was just like, we saw you on TV. You know, the social master was so impressed, and he was now like, every Saturday for socials, you must prepare something for us. You must prepare something for us. So I was now handling both my own in my Meggy Jones and the Lee Wolf. So when it's Lee Wolf, we do contemporary. When it's Meggy Jones, we do the hip hop choreography, dance. And
you had dancers who you trained in yourself.
School. Yeah, I was training some girls from 4, I think, from 4 and from 3. Yeah, to dance along with me. We use drums to make the hip hop, the beats like that, and then we do our songs. So that's how it also worked around. But after we graduated from school, Lee Wolf broke because my partner, she didn't really want to go into music as in full time or career wise, or she just liked the choir kind of this thing. So but she has remained my very good friend. She gives her opinions. If she has time, she comes to the studio with me and all of that. So she just puts her support from the backside, and I went solo that since 2005.
Yes.
Yeah. So
did all of this thing affect your studies?
No.
No way.
No, in no way. Because I always found time to balance between to create a balance between studies and my music, and that's because that's something I really thank God for, and I always get that. How do you do all of this with studies and all of that? I always say, where there is a will, there is a way. Yeah, because even during my study period in Nigeria and in Belgium, for example, I know when to attack this side. I know when to let it cool a little bit and face school, and so God just always helps me out with that balance. And I also discovered that when when I have a handful, I'm more effective because I know I would be a better steward of time.
Yes.
Than when I have the whole day doing
To yourself.
To myself. Yeah. So
let's take a short break and we'll come back for more of Meggy Jones. Please come back with us. Campus. Welcome back, and we're still on it. The only Cameroonian gospel artist who sings in Hindi. Yes, after this program, I'm going to show you how to sing in Hindi. I know some of it. All of us have been watching some Bollywood movies. So you've been speaking about the ACF Academy Campus Forum. What is it all about?
Academic Campus Forum, ACF, or Academic Fellowship Cameroon, AFECAM, yes. That's the bigger body.
Okay.
It's a non-denominational Christian assembly. Yeah, that believes in catching the young people and molding them in Christ, and helping you to discover your talents and what you've been called, your God-given purpose, and then releasing you into ministry or into fulfilling that which God has called you to do. So Academic Campus Fellowship is present in all the regions in Cameroon. We have the campus fellowships are for the university. You have the AJC, that is Academic Junior Club, that's for secondary schools, and then you have the Academic Alumni Association when you graduate. Yeah, so these bodies are found everywhere in Cameroon and out of Cameroon, because we have people who have gone out and they're still keeping up with the Alumni Association. So they have my time in ACF was really quite handy. That is where the dance section of me actually got very molded, because I was looking really for a place where I could really train for my dancing and all of that. So when I came to Boya in 2004, the whole of 2004, I wasn't in any club. I was just watching and observing things. It was in early 2005 that I came to Academic Campus Fellowship for a forum, and that was thanks to my former duet partner Vera Ito, because her sister was in the branch in Yaoundé, University of Yaoundé. So she told her, when you come to Boya, we have ACF in Boya, join. It's a good group. You help you mold it and all of that. So she was like, oh, Meggy, we have to go for ACF, and then we went there, and that's how I remained there and all of that. And they had a dance group. In fact, the first day I went there, they were announcing the concert of the dance group for the next weekend. And I was like, so there's a Christian dance group in this Boya and I don't know about it? No. I must stick around with these people. You know. So I went for the concert. It was wow, because these are some of the things that I'd wanted to do, to find an all-Christian body, an all-Christian dance group. I thought maybe these things will not be existing, maybe I have to create one. So when I came and found out that people are doing something like that, I was so very happy. And that's how I joined ACF, and ACF has been very impactful. I met people who supported what I was doing and actually pushed me. You know, they started calling me pop star. You know, he has a way of reminding you that you have to do this music thing, you have to keep at it and all of that. So ACF has been very impactful, and I also received a number of awards from ACF, Boya, and AFECAM Cameroon as a whole. I received a leadership award from Boya for leading dance group for one academic year. I received a dance the award for gold dancer, that's first for the whole ministry. In 2006-2007 academic year, and I received also an award for best designer 2008.
Just brought me to my next question. Where did you get the talent that permits you, or the skills that permit you to make your clothes and that for your dancers?
Okay, for the designing part of it, I must say when I graduated from Boya in 2007, I spent 9 months in the tailoring workshop to fine
In
tune.
Boya?
No, in Bamenda. We're living in Bamenda at the time. So after I graduated from Boya, I went to Bamenda, and during the time being, that transition period from
That's the
I now have my degree.
Yes.
How am I forging forward? Where am I applying to and waiting for results? Yeah, a lot of people have different things they want to do during that period. And I remember when I told my father I wanted to go and learn sewing. Now they sew fashion and design. At that time it was just sewing, please. He was like, your friends are going to learn computer. They are learning Microsoft Word. You are going to learn sewing. He was like, he doesn't just want to hear about that.
I can imagine.
Yes.
Now you're a nutritionist and food process engineer by educational training.
Yeah.
Are you doing anything in that line?
Yes, I am doing something in that line. My passion in that line is to create new food formulations from our local produces, especially for children, for infant feeding. Because for my research I worked on infant feeding, and that was in Batibo, and I discovered that what usually is our crisis is really not that there is not enough food, but how we combine the food to effectively feed the children is what is a bigger problem. Because if you say you don't want to give your child, because in part of my research I had to do an inventory of all the foods that are grown in that particular village or in the neighboring, in that area, all the foods that I sold in the market, and all the foods that the child ate the previous day. I came to do the interview, and I did that twice. We call it 24-hour recall. And I did that for about 128 children.
Oh, wow.
So 2 times. So I'll come to your house and I'll ask you, what did this child eat throughout yesterday, as much as you can remember. And if it was a normal day, that it wasn't a party and all that, because when it's party there's tendency for overfeeding and all of that on a normal day. And I won't tell you the day I'll come, so that you don't prepare and then give me, the child ate this. I just surprise the house, and I'm just like, I'll come back again, but I don't know when. Yeah, so when you take all of that data, you see that a lot of what is even grown in the area or sold in the market is not even what is given the child. We already have a mindset of what we should give a child, and sometimes the combination of what we are giving is what is not effective. If you don't have money to buy meat, as meat is expensive, or to give your child milk, what other foods can you give the child, and in what combination that can make up to the nutritional content that is contained in meat or milk, for example. So when I did all of that, we have what we call a food composition table. That composition table tells you everything. If you're talking about maize, every nutrient that is present in maize, in a quantity of maize like 100 grams and all of that. So if I know what is present in all these foods that I have gathered from this area, then I can be able to say that these people can go with this and this combination based on the nutrition profile of what they are eating, and it will be better for the child. Yeah, so I intend, and then we have a lot of we have a lot of processing issues. We are not processing a lot of our local staples. You see, like potatoes, Irish potatoes. What else do we do? Irish potatoes, you only boil and fry.
Yes, that's all.
But if you go to Nigeria, you have potato flour. So that is already another way of preserving Irish potato that spoils very fast. We have a lot of transformation of local produces to give them a longer shelf life and always have them available. So I'm looking forward to doing something in that line. Actually, I started a little research some months earlier on how to improve pap and incorporate other things in pap that would still be pap, but you would not imagine the taste. So I'm still working on that particular research. I actually came out with a modified version of that pap, and I took it to some schools in Bonaberry, and seriously, it was very remarkable. On PTA meetings with parents, and we actually interview the parents. They have to give sensory analysis: the smell, the taste, the texture, and visual. When they eat it, is this the kind of pap you would like to give to your child? It contains this. So now it's not just pap as such. And the reaction was very, very
Nice.
very, very wonderful.
So your artistic philosophy is excellence for global conquest. What is that about?
Well, that is something I learned from ACF. Now, excellence, like we say, is something that has been observed a lot lacking in a lot of artists, and unfortunately gospel artists in Cameroon especially. I remember there was a trend, there was a time where people were just taking church choruses. Everybody was doing the same church choruses, put them in a CD, sing, do it anyhow, just have girls
them
those church choruses that will sing. Yeah, just mix them, and then just bring some girls just dancing anyhow behind, and then they will come and launch it in church, and then they'll be like, they should support these women. I have no problem with supporting somebody, but I will not support a work that is not excellent. Because sometimes you buy a CD, you just listen to it once, or you just watch it once, and you have no anxiety to go back to it. It's even the one time you even watch it is so annoying, and then how can somebody be ministered onto when what you're watching is so terrible? It mustn't be an expensive video, but that which you're doing, do it well and nice. Don't just have people doing n'importe quoi, and then the vocal is not, the voices are not even there for some of those women. So I'm like, and then I also used to observe that there was this, that sometimes somebody comes to sing, please don't listen to my voice, especially in church, just listen to the message. Oh, come on, music is melody. If you don't want me to listen to your voice, then just say it, don't sing it, just talk it. You know, that's a slogan for a very lazy chorister, I must say. You know, I'm not perfect, I'm working towards perfection. I have a lot still to learn from my, and I have a lot of vocal training to do. But if you are coming to do something, at least do it well. Don't relax that because it's gospel, they must buy it anyhow. That is the mentality I want gospel artists, because if you see the secular artists, at least they work hard because they don't rely on any grace of God. Yes, we are taking grace as an excuse for bad work, which is not correct. If you are telling an unbeliever not to listen to this, give him an alternative that he too can watch it and like, wow, and be pleased. Don't come and give him something that he cannot even watch. So I believe that if we are excellent, our Heavenly Father himself is excellent. When we look at creation, if God was creating the world the way some of us do stuff, then the universe will be falling.
The touched heart. Currently, what are you working on?
Currently, I have some tracks I'm working on. I have so I'm working with I want to diversify the Indian genre as much as possible, you know, to bring in other things inside of it. If you see Hamisha Kilie video, for example, it had the Indian style with rap, hip hop. Yes. Yeah, I will never say goodbye. I wanted it to be purely Indian style. So that's why you see the video was like that, and it was that long because that is also how a typical Indian video is long. So that was my target. I wanted it to be 100% Indian like that. So right now the next project I'm working on, I'm trying to now bring our Afro style into the Indian, to mix our Afro style in the Indian track, in the Indian style. So I want to I already was working the translation, the English to Hindi translation is already done, so I should be in the studio to start recording or putting other things together much later. And future plans, I look forward to traveling to India itself, because I've never been to India. That's the other part, that because we're like, okay, so how many years did you stay in India? No, I've not yet been there. I'm like, are you trying to tell me that everything you learned it from here? Or I'm like, yes. And you know, there was a program I went to, and one guy made me after that, because I'm quite like, okay, you're doing Indian music in Cameroon, how will people benefit from what you're doing? And I always say God has his way of ministering to people through, as I am doing what I am doing. God is spirit, he knows how to. So if you're just like when you're praying in tongues, things are happening. I don't need to translate the tongues to you. The spirit is speaking to your spirit and giving you the deposits he wants to give to you through that ministration.
That's right.
I finished singing in ministering in a program, and one guy walked up to me and he said, do I know what God was telling him when I was ministering? When they asked me after the program if I've been to India, I said no. He said God just told him that he should stop making excuses, that nothing is impossible for him. And look at you, you've never been to India and you're doing this.
And you've never learned Hindi as well.
I'm learning now. Yeah, because at that time I didn't even have books or anything. But now I like some years ago I saw a language learning software, and there was some Hindi there. Started learning, they give you audio too and stuff. And now with some of the Indian friends I have, so the learning process is still on and all of that.
Okay. Thank you very much for coming. It has been awesome. I know I have been inspired. You have been too. Now I know anything is possible. I can be an engineer if I want to. Yeah, if you can sing a song in Hindi when you didn't know how to speak it, you just pick up words from here and then you put it together and you sound. Everything is possible. Anything you want to do is possible.
Yeah.
Anyone you want to become is possible.
Yeah.
Just stay at it and believe in yourself and work hard. Thank you so much for joining us on this edition of the program. Please watch the rebroadcast at 10 p.m. today and catch us live on Monday at 2 p.m. Have a blessed weekend. This is The Insight with me, Love Owen.